Good morning, boys, and congrats on making it to your final WordMasters challenge. I am so excited to see how you guys do today. I know you're going to do an amazing job because you have performed to the best of your abilities for the past two WordMasters challenges. So I know you're going to continue that because you guys are an incredibly resilient, amazing group of guys who always try as hard as you can. And that's why I feel so lucky to be your teacher. So thank you again for joining me on this journey, for working so hard, for working together. Because remember, WordMasters is a team effort. We only do as well as the boy who's sitting next to us or remotely from us does. And so thank you for each of you putting in the hard work that it takes to really build up our team. As you go into your challenge today, I just wanted to kind of walk you through what the challenge is going to look like and also offer some last minute advice. You are going to see a Google form when you click on the assignment that is listed as your WordMasters challenge. It is going to look like just any other multiple choice quiz that you've seen in Google Forms before. You will see 4 multiple choice options for words that will complete an analogy. So you guys have been doing this again all year. You have to think thoroughly about that analogy before you choose that answer. And so we're going to kind of walk through the process that I would go through if I was taking this challenge as you are. Remember, you can ask your parents for any words that aren't WordMaster words, anything, and that does include any WordMaster words that we've already seen. So any of the 75 words we've been tested on, you can't ask about. But if you're really stuck on a word that isn't a WordMaster words, you can ask a parent. Now, again, some of us won't be able to ask a parent. Our parents are working or they're not in the house at the exact moment because they're out at their job. And that's where we just kind of have to try our best and make our best educated guess. An educated guess is just you looking at all the options, eliminating the ones you know aren't right, and then just making your best guess. So any of you guys should go about that method, no matter whether your parents are there to kind of help you with those words you don't know or not. But just know this should be completely independent. So at no point should you ask your parents to help you with an analogy. So that's just on our St. Mark's Honor Code. Please make sure that you alone are taking this challenge and trying your best. Now let's go ahead and see how I would go about working through the analogies that could be on this challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're just going to see an analogy that could easily possibly be on this challenge. So here you see an analogy using some of our WordMaster words. Now remember, not all WordMaster word answers, not all of the answers are going to be a WordMaster word. Sorry, let me clarify. So just know that going in, that you are just looking for the best possible answer. When I first look at an analogy that has multiple choice, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and cover up. I literally physically cover up the answers so that I'm not even thinking far ahead enough to go to the answer. So I'm literally physically right now going to cover those up. Because what I want to do is just focus on the first 2 words of an analogy. So I am trying to just see what is the relationship between these 2 words right here, tiptoe and trample. And the way we do that is with a bridge sentence. We've been talking about bridge sentences all year. Bridge sentences are a simple way to prove the relationship between the first 2 words and then easily unlock what the answer is by looking at the 3rd and 4th word. So that second part of the analogy. So let's go ahead and type out what I believe is the most specific and best possible way to connect the first 2 words. When I think of tiptoe and trample, I know that tiptoeing, that's light walking, whereas trample, you're going across the ground in a really heavy and kind of intense way. So tiptoe to trample, I see that as a analogy of degree. So that is a lighter form of walking to a really intense form of walking. So that intensity tells me that it's an analogy of degree. Remember, we have tons of different ways to look at analogies. There could be analogies of degree. There could be analogies of synonyms and antonyms. It could be a type to a category. It could be a part to whole. So you need to be thinking about all the different ways. A lot of times our brains kind of just automatically think, oh, is it a synonym and antonym? And a lot of times, especially on the Word Master Challenge, it's not. So you have to look at other relationships. So let's again type out the bridge sentence that I think would connect tiptoe and trample. And here's what I highly suggest for each of you. Since you're doing this on a computer or an iPad, I would have a piece of paper beside you. Since you have all the time in the world to take this challenge, and this is the only assignment I'm giving you today, I know you have other assignments, but this is the only one I'm going to be assigning you. Take your time doing this and write out on a piece of paper beside you the bridge sentences for the 20 analogies. It won't take you that much longer. It's doing the thinking for you by writing it out. So tiptoe and trample. Tiptoe is a less is, let's say, is less severe than trample. So now I want to think of what would loud go to? Well, I need to think of the order, right? Because the order matters in an analogy. So I know whatever loud is, there's got to be a more intense version in our answer. So loud is less severe than. So I need to find a word that fits that. So it's got to be something that's even louder than loud. So hopefully my answers will show me right away something that works. So let's go one by one through the answers. Now remember, once you think, you go, if you're going through the answers one by one, make sure you check all of them to really make sure you've chosen the right answer. So I'm going to go ahead and start revealing my answers. A, harmonious. Loud is less severe than harmonious. That certainly does not work. B, step. Loud is less severe than step. That doesn't make sense. It sounds like they're trying to make me think of the first part of the analogy. C, tiptoe is less severe than trample, the way that loud is less severe than piercing. So if I think about that the other way, piercing is a more intense version of loud. If I can apply that to trample as well, trample is a more intense version of tiptoe. Those seem to work. They are definitely a degree. So right now C seems like the best answer, but let's check D as well. D is to quiet. Loud is less severe than quiet. Well, that's not true. That's an antonym of loud. And so they're trying to trip you up with that antonym, but that is not the relationship between tiptoe and trample. So I have to be aware of that. So this has finally solidified for me that my answer is going to be piercing. So bridge sentences, my friends, are truly the best way to ensure that your analogies are going to match up from the first part of your analogy to the second part, and then helping you find an answer. Be sure you check your answers as you mark them. You'll be selecting A, B, C, or D, and then submitting all 20. So make sure you're going back and checking through, making sure not only did you choose the right answer, but that you actually clicked that answer when you submit. Those answers will then immediately be turned in, and they'll be submitted to me. So we'll have your personal scores immediately, and I'll be able to share those with you, but we probably will not know how we did as a group in WordMasters for some time. So we'll have to wait and see how we ended up doing as a group, probably until the summer, but I'll find a way to email you guys so you can all hear how we did. And also just kind of see overall what you guys thought of WordMasters. Did you think that it's a cool way to learn vocabulary? I really think it's an amazing way to really internalize these words, not just kind of memorize a word, but you're seeing how it's used in our language. I hope that you guys can easily use these in your sentences and everyday language now. I really, again, appreciate all the work you've done. And no matter how today goes, know that I am so proud of you. You have done an amazing job, and you really will crush this if you just take your time and believe in yourself that you've already done all the work you need to do to really succeed. So good luck today, boys. I can't wait to hear what you think of it. And we'll have a pretend Wordmaster Palooza remotely afterwards. You guys can enjoy a special treat. Tell me what maybe special dessert you gave yourself after completing the Wordmaster Challenge, because you certainly deserve it. Good luck. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.